So it has now been 9 months since the last Bonelab update. What is going on with this game? Is it even going to update again? Well, today I'm here to share the information which you might not know about the future of Bonelab, and explain why Stress Level 0 is taking a long ass time to get this update out. When the game originally released, we were promised 2 years of support. We are now way over those 2 years and going into the 3rd year with 3 more updates. Patch 7, 8, and 9, which we haven't received yet. Bonelab is no stranger to these giant update droughts. Between update 3 and 4, we actually had to wait 15 months. That's over an entire year without an official update. And that's because of how Stress Level 0 is managing their updates. Bonelab is an extremely experimental game. It's kind of a weird middle point between Stress Level 0's Boneworks game and whatever they're hitting us with next. They're using Bonelab as a time to experiment with their engine and get it as polished as possible so it can be ready for the next game. Safe to say, Bonelab has not had a very smooth lifespan. It's been very rough with some of the updates and changes that Stress Level 0 is having to make, which take a ton of time. For them having to overhaul their entire physics rig, to changing Unity versions, these changes take an insane amount of time and do some serious damage to our community. The biggest example of which being mods breaking every time the game is updated. There are some exceptions. Between update 5 and 6, there actually was minimal breakage with the mods. Unfortunately, the same cannot be said for the next upcoming update, Patch 7. In this next update, Stress Level 0 is moving Bonelab to the newest version of Unity, which is going to break a ton of stuff, so they're going to have to go through the effort to fix it. And it's basically being confirmed that when this update comes out, it is going to nuke almost all mods. Once again, wiping the slate clean for everybody to have to start again. After this 7th update, we have been confirmed to be receiving an 8th and a 9th update, and that is most likely the end of Bonelab's support. This hasn't been confirmed at all, but I've got a feeling that patch 8 and 9 actually won't break the game too much, and hopefully all mods will stay intact. But 7 is the big one, and so far it has taken them 9 months since patch 6 to get there. There is no release date for this update. The only information we know about these next 3 updates is that they are coming in 2025, this year. Stress Level 0 could do these updates in smaller chunks to give us updates more regularly, but this would inevitably be a lot worse for the modding community, which is honestly the main part of the game, breaking their mods a lot more consistently than they already are. It is very unfortunate that every single mod has to break for this game, you know, considering that the entire game is focused around the mods. It's definitely rough, but trust me, this will be worth it in the long run. But there is reason to be excited for this next Bonelab update, even though it will break all the mods. So why don't we talk about all the things which are actually coming in this next Bonelab update? The biggest change being the Marrow interactive engine going to the new Marrow 2. This is basically just an update for the entire physics engine. It's going to make things better in every single way. We did have a small sneak peek to see what some of this would look like with the player rig. This GIF is captured in the upcoming Boneworks update, but that will also be running on the Marrow 2 engine, so we can assume it will look the same in Bonelab 2. You can see that when Ford swings the bat, his entire torso is also put into the motion of doing so. Makes it look a lot more natural than it does currently. We don't know if the update will house any new content, but I'd say we will at least get a drop or maybe another test chamber. It's also a given that we will see expansions to the modding SDK for the game, although we're currently unsure on what Stress Level 0 is focused on this time for the update. We honestly don't know too much about what is coming in the Bonelab updates. In fact, we actually know more about what's coming in the Boneworks updates. A big Boneworks update is also releasing in 2025. I would assume that Bonelab patch 7 will come first, so Stress Level 0 can get some feedback on how Marrow 2 works, and then they can incorporate any changes they need to into the Boneworks update for when they release that. The Boneworks update will feature new content and a complete overhaul with the physics to get them to where they are today in Bonelab. There's also no way they won't leave a legacy branch open, so if you guys end up preferring the way the old Boneworks plays, then you can always go back to it. And oh, did I mention, with this update, Boneworks is coming to standalone Quest 3 and Quest 3S. Unfortunately, it is not coming to Quest 2, so sorry all the Quest 2 players out there. It's gotta be any day now where we get some more news about either of these things, and I'm gonna make sure I cover it straight away for you guys. I think the real reason why Stress Level 0 kind of leaves us in the dark with a lot of these updates until they come out is because there's a lot of internal changes happening. They're always changing what they're working on, so they can never really tell us something for certain. Is it the best way to handle things? Honestly, maybe it is, or maybe it isn't. I really don't know. But one thing I hear a lot is that Stress Level 0 has gone on a massive break and has abandoned Bonelab. That is far from true. Stress Level 0 works on Bonelab every single day. And just because they haven't been telling us, it doesn't mean that they're off on a tropical beach somewhere bathing in the sun. They are honestly putting so much into this game, and a lot of it can't and won't be appreciated by the average player, which is a shame because they are genuinely doing some seriously cool under the hood work. And it's going to make VR games in the future as a whole a lot better. Anytime soon, I think we're going to get more news about when some of these updates could be releasing and what they might house. But for now, we don't know too much. If you enjoyed this video, then please feel free to subscribe because I will keep you guys up to date with all of the newest Stress Level 0 and Bonelab news. What are you hoping to see in the next Bonelab update? And are you going to buy Boneworks on Quest 3? If you're considering getting into Bonelab, then you can get the game 10% off on the MetaQuest store in the description with my link. This also helps support me. And if you're looking for an upgrade or don't have a VR headset yet, you can get a Quest 3S with $30 of free store credit after purchase with my link down in the description. Thank you all so much for your time. Hope you enjoyed, and I hope to see you next time. Goodbye, everybody. And a big thank you to all of my current members. You guys are the best, and you keep this channel going. Thank you all so much. And also check out this cool fan art. This is the first fan art of real life Wigwam ever. This is so funny and so surreal to me. I love it.